Good afternoon.
I hope that everybody's enjoying eating as they continue eating after I'm done. I hope everybody's enjoying it as I speak. Well, I want to just briefly first do a little introduction. Izzy and I, we traveled for, well, Izzy traveled for 7.5 years, and I traveled for 9 years to schools speaking about bullying. And I, of course, I went by wheelchair, and Izzy went by wagon at that time because her walking was, her disease was starting to progress to where she couldn't walk anymore. And so that's what I've been doing, is speaking about bullying in schools, and I teach the children that bullying is a choice. That's what I try to get through to them. I think my stepkid is ready now. What I would like to do at this time is share with you a clip that gives you an idea of what I do in schools. It's the Today Show, and I would like to share that with you at this time.
High school's not just an academic challenge, it's a social one as well, with many students dealing with cruel put-downs from their classmates. But for one Michigan girl, it was the teasing she endured in school that eventually inspired her most important work. Today, correspondent Jenna Wolf has more. Jenna, good morning.
Natalie, good morning to you. Gabrielle Ford was diagnosed with a neuromuscular disease when she was 12. Her balance and her speech were affected, and because of the teasing and taunting, high school was a brutal time for her. But it was a certain best friend that helped her forge ahead with life.
People would make fun of the way I would walk, the way I talk. Every little move I made, I was critiqued.
For Gabrielle Ford, high school was a minefield of slights, insults, and abuse.
This boy, he just tormented me every day. He would just come by and punch me on the thigh.
Navigating an already difficult life thanks to a diagnosis of Friedreich's Ataxia, a progressive neuromuscular disease that impacts balance, coordination, and muscle strength.
Gabe had been a dancer for 8 years, and I just didn't know how I was going to ever tell my little girl that she would never dance again.
After high school, Gabe fell into a deep depression.
I just didn't care anymore about anything. I was really mean, I was angry to people. It was like I was wasting away.
A couple years had gone by, and Gabe came to me with the idea that she wanted a dog.
Why did you want a dog?
I was looking for a best friend.
So in 2000, Gabe adopted Izzy. But within a few years, her canine companion began to have health issues of her own.
My vet said to me, Rhonda, Izzy looks just like Gabe. And I kind of just laughed. And then she said again to me, Rhonda, Izzy looks just like Gabe.
Izzy was diagnosed with a rare muscle disease, similar in many ways to Friedreich's Ataxia.
Could you ever imagine the bond that you and Izzy developed?
Never. When she became sick, it was like she could relate with me. I call Izzy my second life.
You do.
Because she gave me a second chance at life.
The unlikely pair were profiled on Animal Planet, and that's when things really started to change.
A local teacher saw her story and invited her into the classroom to share her experience. And then another teacher, and it snowballed.
Today, Gabe and Izzy give lectures at about 50 schools a year, spreading the message that bullying is a choice.
Hopefully, if you give respect, you will get respect in return. I used to get nervous, but now I enjoy talking to the students. I like the feeling of being accepted.
It was very important for you to go over there and talk to Gabe.
I think it's important that people realize that, everyone deserves to be treated nicely.
Don't
happy with my life. My life has gotten so much better. I've overcame my fears. I'm not embarrassed of what I look like anymore. I deserve to live every day just like everybody else.
And Gabe is currently working on her autobiography, which will be out at the end of the year. So she wants to remember this time of her life and actually get it all down and share the story with other people.
And what a great thing that she is doing, sharing such an important message about bullying with so many others, so many kids who are going through it. Thanks so much for sharing the story with us, Jenna.
Okay.
And we're back after your local news.
I want to thank you for watching that, and thank you for the applause at the end. I am pleased to be here today. I was pleased to be asked to be here to accept the Communication and Leadership Award. I know that there have been quite a few other more well-known names that have received the award in the past, and I'm very lucky and very honored to be a part of that group of names. Even though I am here to receive the award, and Izzy is not with us today, I accept the award in memory of Izzy, and I want to dedicate it to her. And the reason why I dedicate everything to Izzy is because if it was not for her, I wouldn't be here today. I wouldn't have any of what I have if it wasn't for her. It's because of her sadly becoming sick that I have the story that I do. And it's because of her I do what I do. Now, if I didn't overcome my fears, I wouldn't be doing any of this. Izzy and I, as I told you in the beginning, we have been traveling to schools for 9 years. Me by wheelchair, her by wagon. And Izzy went to every school that I've been to. She was right by my side. And as you heard in the Today Show, she was diagnosed with muscle disease. Now, in the Animal Planet story, which you weren't able to watch, in that story, she was diagnosed with the liver shunt. And she survived that life-threatening disease, and she did very well. And then 4 years after that, she was diagnosed with muscular dystrophy. And she did very well with that. But it was progressive. And she progressed to the point where she became very weak, and she couldn't even walk the last month that she lived. So my mom and my stepdad and my sister and I, we all took turns sleeping downstairs, taking care of her. We did whatever we had to take care of her because she was such a special dog to our family. And sadly, 2 years ago, this month, Izzy passed away due to the muscle disease. But her memory is never going to be forgotten. And I'm sure you're all wondering who the dog is with me that I have. This dog is related to Izzy. It's her cousin. Her name is Dinah. And we take her to the schools so that the students can see what Izzy looked like. They're the exact same breeds. And I tell the students the best part of it, Dinah are the ears. So always feel the ear, play with the ears and feel them. Because that was my favorite part of Izzy. They feel like velvet. And that's just one of the things that I love about this breed of dog are the ears. Well, when I go to schools now, it's just me speaking up there. But afterwards, Dinah, she comes up, and all the kids are able to come up to me, talk to me, ask me questions, say thank you or whatever. That's usually what I get. They tell me that I inspired them. Sometimes, if they've been the one that has been bullied, that they now feel like they have the courage to stand up for themselves. They know that, they're not the only ones that have gone through it. They have somebody else they can relate with, and they feel like they can talk to me about things that have gone on in their life. If they maybe been the one that has done the bullying, they thank me for opening their eyes. Maybe they didn't realize what a hurtful long-term impact it can have on other people. They thank me for that, and they tell me that they're now going to really think before they act. And they sometimes are crying. Sometimes that really touches their heart. Sorry. And really, maybe hits home personally with them. Maybe something's going on in their life, and a lot of times students are crying. Not that I intend to do that, but just that they've been so touched by my assembly. There are also, I would say probably a couple thousand comments. There's hundreds, if not thousands of comments on my guest book, which is on my website, thanking me for what I have done in their school. They thank me for doing the assembly. Maybe they've had stuff happen in their lives, whether it's present or something that's happened in the past. A lot of times, they want me to write back, and I'll write them back, Of course, I don't get to write everybody back, but if they ask me a question or if they ask me to write back, I'll make sure I do that. I've gotten this one comment. I don't remember exactly what this person wrote, but I was speaking at a school in Tucson, and this, about a week or so after I got back from Tucson, I was approving the comments of my guest book, and I came to this one comment, and now I know he's a boy. He wrote that he wrote that he actually had been planning to commit suicide that same week that I visited a school. But after my assembly, he decided that he had